Good morning, esteemed viewers. Welcome to this one edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. I am Christian Chuku. I'm right here in Ogba as we get people talking on various topical issues in the country. And we have people at the bus stop that they are fired up this morning over topical issues that we have this morning. Okay, let's go straight to this headlines. I have the Nigerian Tribune with me. I also have the New Telegraph. The main headline on the New Telegraph: Buhari in dilemma over electoral bill. That is the presidency. Buhari in dilemma over electoral bill. That's from the presidency. As CBN moves to cut forex supply to banks. CBN moves to cut forex supply to banks. Says President, according to the dilemma over the electoral bill, says President in consultation with AGF, critical stakeholders, Electoral Act amendment done in national interest. That's from the reps. Re-amended bill good, manageable for coming polls. This is the President and Zulum. And Zulum has come out to say that insurgency will be over in 2023. Insurgency will be over in 2023. That's from Zulum. However, let's look at what the Nigerians are going to be responding to when we talk about that. DHQ, 905 terrorists, family members surrendered in 3 weeks, says troops killed 120 enemies of the state. Gunmen killed 7 policemen, 10 civilians in Enugu and Oyo State. Gunmen killed 7 policemen, 10 civilians in Enugu and Oyo State. 1 policeman killed. 1 policeman and robber killed. That's from the Commissioner of Police. Power must shift to the south. That is from ethnic nationalities. As Afenifere expresses support for Akeredolu, power must shift to the south. Ethnic nationalities is speaking. We have the picture of President Muhammadu Buhari and the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum during their meeting at the presidential villa yesterday. Reps to probe NNPC, SON, customs, others. Reps to probe NNPC, SON, customs, and others over the defaulting import of toxic fuel into the country. Global terrorism, ISIS expanding in Nigeria, 6 others. ISIX expanding in Nigeria and 6 others. Okay, let's over the Nigerian Tribune. Main headline: suppliers of adulterated fuel must face the law. Buhari. Suppliers of adulterated fuel must face the law. Okay, CBN to stop sale of forex to banks in CBN to stop sale of forex to banks in 2022. Says Nigeria to earn $200 billion in forex repatriation from non-oil exports. Yesterday there was a sad story. 2 policemen, 2 civilians killed as robbers attack bullion van in Ibadan. 2 policemen, 2 civilians killed as robbers attack bullion van in Ibadan. Okay, 18 Zamfara Assembly members vote for removal of Deputy Governor. 18 Zamfara Assembly members vote for removal of Deputy Governor. BOKOHARAM insurgency will end by 2023. That's from the Borno Governor. BOKOHARAM insurgency will end by 2023. As court orders Ibadan violence to stop wearing crowns and coronets. Court order Ibadan violence to stop wearing crowns and coronets. NURC boss, 4 others arrested as crisis hits Union in Lagos State. I have Mr. Matthew. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. I want to say fake promises saying that Boko Haram insurgency will end by 2023. That's the Borno Governor State.
Thank you for having me. Matthew is in them. I don't know what Zulum is talking about. Because Boko Haram or insurgency rather do not end by fiat, do not end by proclamation, do not end by government order. You end insurgency, you end crisis, you end a war by strategy, by fighting, by having supremacy over your enemies. But if I could look into the reason he said it, I think it's because of the rate at which Boko Haram members, ISWAP members are surrendering to Nigerian troops.
In Borno State.
In Borno State.
Not other states, Borno State.
But generally speaking, I don't know how he have come to the conclusion that specifically Boko Haram will end in 2023. So that's why I was saying that Boko Haram or insurgency do not end by fiat, by government order. It ends by your strategy. It ends by your fighting power. It ends by the wherewithal you are using, your supremacy against your enemies. So in a nutshell, I think the likes of Zulum and people who share that his school of thought should encourage the government to do the needful. We have a situation where the much talked about A29 Super Tucano jet have been acquired, and the government have no hindrance in deploying it. And we are still seeing insurgency thriving. We are still seeing banditry thriving. Even what we used to know as banditry they have been designated as terrorists. So, and if you can still see bandits operate with impunity in places like Niger, in places like Kaduna, in places like Zamfara, in places like which other place? Katsina. So it tells you that the government have not really harnessed the opportunity that comes with that A29 Super Tucano jets. So for me, I think instead of playing to the gallery, instead of trying to use your sugar-coated tongue to launder the image of the government, they should go back to the drawing board and do the needful. Because whether we like it or not, it behoves on the government to protect the people. It is if Mr. President Muhammad Buhari is protecting Nigerians, he's not doing anybody favor, but rather he's doing what is according to him by the Constitution. Because it behoves on him, going by the tenets of the Constitution, to protect life and property. And the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is very clear on that the welfare and security of Nigerians shall be primary purpose of governance. So if this government is failing in that cardinal area, it is a monumental failure.
Don't interfere with Nigerian politics. Buhari won diplomats.
You say don't
interfere with Nigerian politics. Buhari wants diplomats.
I think, Mr. President, if I may infer from that statement, because if you look at diplomats in Nigeria, like American diplomats, British diplomats, most of those world leaders, their own is always for the Nigerian government to follow the rule of law, to deepen democracy, to allow vote to count. Don't forget that even as we speak, there are pressures from these global diplomats, on Nigerian government that the electoral bill, that Mr. President should assent to that electoral bill. I think that is the area Mr. President is thinking that if their influence, if their pressure is intensified, that he may not have option rather than to assent to that bill. For me, if that is the area he feel that interfering with Nigerian system, that is not interference. Because in democracy, it is not just in Nigeria, globally, the world is already a global village. If there is a political instability in Nigeria, it will spread out into every part of this world. It will become a problem of the world. So that best explains the reason the world leaders, the diplomats are looking at how Nigeria can deepen our democracy, how can make vote to count, how can ensure that we have free, fair, and credible election. So at the end of the day, we don't have a crisis here that will disturb the whole world. So there's nothing wrong in American diplomats, for instance, advising Nigerian government that they should they should ensure that they give us electoral laws that will guarantee free, fair, and credible election.
Okay, let's look at the killings in the southwest. Yesterday, 2 policemen, 2 civilians were killed as robbers attacked bullion van in Ibadan. Look at all these killings we have in Osun, we have in Enugu State.
I think it's still boiled down to lack of strategy. You have a situation where conveying currency with bullion in bullion van. No, what I'm trying to say in essence is conveying currency in bullion van is a routine thing by security agencies. We have seen instances where even security agencies like police will be accusing banks or some other financial institutions when there is issue of breach in the process of moving cash, that they didn't follow due process, they didn't involve the police and all that. So if the police that has the training, that has the strategy, that has the wherewithal, will be driving the process of moving cash. And this unfortunate incident happened. I think it speaks to the fact that there's a lack of strategy. I'm not saying they could not be attacked. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, as an institution of that nature, they would have been ahead of all this type of attack.
Okay.
So that when it comes, they can repel it. Because if you go through that story, you understand that they were overwhelmed. And unfortunately, 2 policemen lost their life with an Okada rider who perhaps was oblivious of what was transpiring, wanted to overtake the Hulon's vehicle and was attacked and killed. But generally speaking, I think the police should be more strategic and they should look at how they do it in other climes, that they're able to repel such attack. When attack is successful, it becomes more dangerous. But if there's an attempted attack and the police repel it, then you know that the police is ahead of the criminal-minded personalities.
Okay, lastly, power must shift to the south in 2023. Ethnic nationalities insist. Is it in the interest of the people that power must shift to the south?
Justifiably speaking, looking at the nature of Nigeria, it is good to say power should come to the south. That notwithstanding, there is no constitutional provision that says power will go to the south or go to the north. But looking at it the way it is, Obasanjo ruled for 8 years.
Okay.
Yar'Adua ruled for about 2 or 3 years or so. Jonathan completed it. So there is a tacit agreement. When I mean tacit, something that is not written, that is operating in the Nigerian political system. So that if they not rule for 8 years, it comes to the south. If the south rules for 8 years, it goes to the north. Though it is not constitutional. Because the only thing that is constitutional is somebody who is educated up to secondary school level is eligible to contest. And the person has to win majority vote and two-third majority of, and 25% of two-third majority of the states, which is about 24 states. So those are the constitutional provision. But beyond that, looking at the practical, or rather what have been transpiring in Nigerian politics, it is the turn of the south. That is the truth. Then again, I see that issue of the presidency being in dilemma over electoral bill. You see, why I'm interested in this is because I want to marry you with that statement that came from the presidency telling diplomats not to interfere. Because for me, we had a situation where the both chambers of National Assembly amended electoral bill. It was transmitted to Mr. President for assent. Mr. President cited an instance with the National Assembly restricting all the political parties to using direct primary. So he cited the recommendation from INEC that it is capital intensive, that they need about 20 billion to conduct the primary, which is reasonable anyway.
Which is reasonable? Yes.
As to what I mean reasonable is if you are compelling all the political parties to go to use direct primary, it is not healthy. Because as a political party, you should have the leverage, you should have the opportunity or the power to determine the mode of primary. But the area I'm going is the bill was returned to National Assembly and it has been reworked. And the current bill that is before Mr. President for assent, there is direct primary, as the political parties who have option of using whether direct primary, indirect primary, or consensus. To that extent, I think from all purposes and intent, it is in the best interest of Nigerians and Nigerian politics and Nigerian democracy. So I do not know why Mr. President will still be tarrying, delaying in assenting to that bill. Even the consensus arrangement, if you look at the way National Assembly put it, they say for you to arrive at consensus, all the aspirants must consent to the consensus arrangement. And if there is a dissenting voice as to one of the aspirants saying, I am not in support of that consensus, it means all the aspirants will go for primary. So for me, it is deepening democracy, because what could be consensus when all the aspirants have agreed? That is consensus in itself. So for me, Mr. President should assent to that bill without further delay. Except other, Mr. President want to tell us that he have an ulterior motive. And I don't want to believe that the ulterior motive is the reason he's telling diplomats not to interfere with the Nigerian system. Because diplomats are telling Mr. President and encouraging him to assent to that bill. Because the only way you can deepen democracy right now is to give INEC that independence they need to transmit the election result. Because we have said it severally, the election rigging in Nigeria starts from after voting. The politician will allow you to vote. The ballot snatching, ballot stuffing starts after voting. So if you allow INEC the independence to transmit the election result electronically, you will overcome the issue of ballot stuffing and ballot snatching. And again, INEC have come out openly, repeatedly in so many forums to tell the world that Nigeria has what it takes to transmit the election result electronically. The only thing they're waiting for, the only thing they need is the legal framework, which will be achieved with presidential assent to that electoral bill.
Okay, lastly, reps to probe NNPC, SON, custom orders over contaminated fuel.
I think we should call it spade a spade. From all discussions, from all conversations around this adulterated fuel, it is already evident that methanol in that PMS was above Nigerian specification. But again, it is already abundantly clear that NNPC is the sole importer of PMS into Nigeria currently.
And they need to suspend that ministry.
No, that's not what I mean. What I'm trying to say in essence is looking for who to blame, looking for who did what, looking for who is culpable outside NNPC is a misnomer. I quite agreed. NNPC do not have any vessel to lift crude from Belgium or elsewhere to Nigeria. They partner with shipping companies that have vessel, tanker vessel. But what I'm trying to say is the PMS that is imported, all the PMS being imported into Nigeria is through NNPC. So even if they are hiring the services of a shipping company that has tanker vessel, does not mean that that shipping company is the one that imports that fuel, that PMS. So the National Assembly, the presidency, or whichever authority that's probing it should narrow their probe to NNPC. Let us know who did what. We have standard organization of Nigeria. Have internal mechanisms. We are the upstream, midstream, and downstream sector in terms of regulatory agencies, in terms of quality control. Who needed to check the quality to make sure that they conform with Nigerian standards, and who at the end, who at one point in time or the other reneged on his responsibility, so that we know. Because to speak, some persons have suffered damages. You understand? And the supply chain have been disrupted. So let us know who in the process of supply chain in NNPC did not do the right thing. Looking at MRS, looking at Oando and all that, for me, I think it's the federal government is chasing shadow. They want to shift their responsibility. We all know from all we have seen in this conversation that NNPC is the sole importer of PMS. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. I have Mr. Kunle. Good morning, Mr.
Yeah, good
Kunle.
morning, my brother, Christian.
I saw something yesterday, a report yesterday. Court orders Ibadan violence to stop wearing crowns and coronets.
Yeah, they have to stop it. Thank you very much, Mr. Christian. We appreciate your work here, and thank you. Yeah. But I came before you.
Continue, Mr.
Mr. Matthew. When did this guy come that is claiming?
You're alive.
Where you come to? You hear?
Court orders Ibadan violence to stop wearing crowns and coronets.
There can't be two kings in the land, in the land. The Obas that they saying that late Ajimobi brought into kingship list. They are not meant to be king. They are meant to be Bale, right? In the history of Ibadan,
the former government,
that's something elevated them just to cause confusion among the Obas. We only have one Oba in Southwest. We don't have multiple Obas. We only have one Obas. Then the remaining can be Bale. Those Bale are like subordinates, king, but they don't call them king. They call them Bale. So those guys, late Ajumobi elevated, they were ballet. So just to discredit the current Oba there, which was a staunch supporter of
stop wearing crown and coronet. Is that not the motion kind of?
It's not. They have to reverse back to the status quo, right? They were ballet before, and they brought them back to ballet, and even they had the court injunction that they should stop parading themselves as king. How many kings will you have in Ibadan, for God's sake? There will be commotions now. And that's why ballet are in charge of districts. You know, why the king is the topmost ruler that governs, that dictate for the ballets. So you can't have, there will be confusions now.
Okay, BOKOHARAM insurgency will end by 2023. Governor.
Who is that? Who said that prediction? Zulum. Wow, that's a very strong prediction.
Yeah, it's very strong. In Meduguri, I think the insurgency is subsiding. In Meduguri, in the states. Maybe as he met the governor yesterday, that's when he said it.
But have you heard of
the president?
Have you heard about the high swap that's just coming up? He said Bongunu said the other time that the ISWAP, they are building up, they are piling up to cause confusion in Nigeria. So how come you still saying 2023? Who is giving them that information?
BOKOHARAM is different from ISWAP. No, he's speaking about BOKOHARAM.
Me, I'm looking at terrorism generally. Because when you say BOKOHARAM is ending by 20, will be ending by 12, fading up by 2023. The most dangerous ones, they are even dangerous than BOKOHARAM. They are piling up now, as I've been told now, the research.
Like global terrorism, ISIS expanding in Nigeria, 6 others. Africa now terror group.
ISIS, as they are now, they've been in Nigeria for a while. It's just, yes, they've been in Nigeria for a while. All these people, they look at Nigeria as a feeding ground for terrorists. So the borders are porous. They disguise as if they are Fulanis. They are Nigerian, they are immigrant Fulani. They disguise to come into this country. You go to Borno, there's no border there. The border is so porous. So until we put our immigration, custom, until we put them on their toes.
The custom that we're not built to.
The immigration generally.
To detect the contaminated fuel.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying about the influx of the terrorists. The influx of this ragtag people called ISWAP and BOKOHARAM
and the customs.
The immigration. They can handle them. They can handle them. These guys, they don't come in with arms. Most times. They don't come in with arms.
Do we have all those arms that the BOKOHARAM and
that is the question of the federal government. Since they said they know their sponsors, they said it was on paper all around that they've discovered the names of the sponsor. But to mention the name is to even let them even mention the name. If the government cannot prosecute them, the masses will give them masses prosecution. We give them, yes, that's it. Once we know them, once we know the sponsor, we will not let them rest until they are being brought to
drag them.
We try them. What do they call the second trial? The common man trial. Not media trial. Palace, how do they call it? We give them our own trial. It might be jungle trial. We give them jungle trial. If government cannot do that, let them mention those names. Mention the sponsor of these people that encourage killing in this country. They said they caught them in Dubai, and since then we've not been hearing.
Dubai mentioned their names.
Dubai mentioned their name,
but they have not followed up.
Nigerian government has not. Yes.
We have not really seen any.
Yeah, that's why I expected of. That's why I expected of Malami, the Attorney General, to live up to expectation. Let him come up and mention all those names. And when they mention all those names, we know the people that are creating issues for us in this country, that are creating this sufferness, that are creating these hardship policies for us. Because majority of the money that was supposed to be pumped into the economy is being used to fight terrorists, which is not supposed to be.
There's one thing I want to do. I don't want to talk about Tinubu or any article on this platform.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them publicity.
Yeah.
I don't think they deserve.
I've desisted from that.
I don't think they deserve. But this story, power must shift to the south in 2023. Ethnic nationalities insist. Is it in favor? Is it what people want? This ethnic south and north thing.
I wish normally, like you look at it on the paper, power must shift to the south. You would think it's south storm. But if we have inner depth and think, well, how do we get to where we are? How do we get to rotational president? Why? When it started in 1999, the party then was PDP that took over government from the military. And who are the military? They were the party then. They were the retired generals that handed over power to democracy government. Now democratic government. Now what happened? The way they inserted we people, we Nigerian agreed in our constitution, is the same way they inserted the rotational presidency in their constitution, PDP constitution. They now say, okay, they wanted to start the presidency from the north, from the southwest, to persevere the death of the southwest, for the death of Abiola, so that they can use that one to compensate the southwest. Obasanjo spent 8 years. Now he handed over power back to Northern, which was Jonathan Yaradua, but untimely
2 years.
Death snatched Yaradua, which they fielded the best candidate. Obasanjo fielded the best candidate, if not death, that snatched him away. Now, Yaradua spent only 2 years. Then the doctrine of necessity came in, and they said they should bring in Jonathan. Jonathan spent 2 years. He still now lobby to spend additional 4 years. So how many years at the south generally? How many? 14 years. How many years at the north ruled?
Let me say, if we add the
Buhari 8 years, Jonathan
10 years.
10 years. It's 10 years.
So there's an extra 4 years.
There's that extra 4 years they need to rule.
That is according to the rotational.
And president they put in. So that is why the PDP, the party called PDP, they are insisting they will field a northern candidate. Why the southern with southern? You see, the problem now, the negligence of the masses is what is causing this. They make law in our absence. They neglect us. They don't even let us have an input in the affairs of this country. When they were doing all those trash, nobody know. None of us know. Were you part of the PDP manifesto then? Were you part of the same thing happened with our constitution? That they said we Nigeria. Where did we agree to even stay to stay together? Where did we agree that? Okay. A fraud constitution, a fraud party constitution is what
you're
bringing
saying that power needs to shift to the north, or what?
I don't know how they want to. It's their headache now. They cause the problem. I don't know how they are going to resolve it. But from my own, I would have loved a confab that will bring up regional system of government. Okay. Because that is only how many people want to be president. Southwest want to be president. Southeast want to be president. South want to be president. Northeast want to be president. It's just, I don't know, it's confusion. Who wants to be president? Now, best thing that could have happened now is if you can have a formidable team that can bring out unknown technocrats that can change the affairs of this country. When you talk of this, what's it called? Drotoi. Okay. You talk of Mogalu, and you back them up with Showore. Right? They can agree in terms. So those ones will now flush the head out of all these rotational, all these. Then those ones will now be forced to sign an undertaking. Say within 6 months, or or a year, they will organize national confab, and in which everybody will know the way to go. Right? But as it is now, there's confusion in the land. Everybody wants to be president.
What is happening in the southwest? Killings. You can see yesterday, bullion van, 2 policemen.
This one happened in Ibadan. Yeah, there was crisis among the traders. So the armed robbers, they used that influence to hijack a bullion van. According to what I read,
there's crisis among traders.
There was crisis among the traders in Agodi or somewhere in Ibadan, and when criminals capitalize on any crisis that happen to unleash their criminality. So that was what really happened, and Ibadan is turning to a war theater now. And politically,
is that why we have soccer?
Soccer. And when you look at what is happening, there is politics behind all this thing that is happening. Any crisis you see in any land, in any state, there is politics behind it. Because we are in season of politics now. No governance again. No governance. That is what we are facing now. That is what they can be bringing contaminated, toxic, fuel for us.
What you think should happen to those that are complicit of this contaminated or toxic fuel?
Nothing will happen to them. They pick them across the whole zone. You see, they are smart as the governance. So if you are not smart, the government, they pick them among all the the regions. So when they bring your keymen out, you say yes, it's my keymen. You are when the MRS, who wants MRS? MRS there. Owando is there. Brotana U is there. Being owned by a woman from Southeast. Owando being owned by majority shareholders there at Southwest. MRS is purely not. That's total stuff. That's total family. But MRS. Then they play the politics all around. So now tell me who wants to come out and put accusing finger on his brother. And those guys, if they can put them on trial, the corporate ones that did that thing, but as ever.
Corruption in Nigeria trickles down.
It trickles.
It's a network.
It's a network of things.
So if you are going to try one person, that means you are trying
yes, you just get what I'm saying. The government know what they are doing now. Can you see it's not even loud? The whole story is not loud any longer. It's not too loud. Because I expected those guys to have started their trial now. But
like somebody say it's a terrorism attack on the Nigerian people.
Sure, economic terrorism attack on us.
Because cars,
like me, I'm not even mobile as of now. But one thing is, the average Nigeria is paying through their nose now to transport fare. Yes, they've increased transport fare by 50% now. As I'm talking to you, people are paying through their nose now to get to anywhere they are going to. So they brought hardship to us. They're bringing hardship to themselves, not me. Because the way things are now, I need to be excluding myself from all this track that is going on. I know God is my government, not any God. Not government empower me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Trash that is happening
Mr. Kunle. Thank you. I have Mr. Chigozie. Mr. Chigozie, you are looking for Mr. Kunle's trouble.
God and the Jagaban is his.
We don't want to discuss Jagaban, any article
sustenance
again on the platform because antecedent.
Which of the antecedents?
Any of them. Whether article, we have seen the antecedent. We don't want to give them publicity. Let's talk about a new Nigeria or what Nigeria wants. Okay. They are still on the matter whereby they are probing NNPC, SON, custom, and others over the toxic fuel. How long should it take?
Okay. They are proving NNPC, and let them go ahead with the proofs. And I think the investigation is on.
How long does it take to investigate persons that brought in this fuel? It's not something. If you are in charge of that stuff, you within 24 hours you fish out. I don't know why. It's almost 3 days now.
It depends on the reference platform. What you consider to belong in Nigeria might not belong in Ghana here. So it could be due to maybe the latitude we occupy within the Nigerian states. So you have to be patient with the investigation, depending on the outcome of such a.
I know of 2 persons that have complained about this. People are counting their losses and they are here saying we need to be patient.
They are counting their losses, and I think they should continue to count their losses while the investigation continues, because you can, and that will give people more time to ascertain what exactly the losses is, so that I think they will be able to quantify it, and if probably by the end of the investigation, which might even should be in a decade or so, but you have to exercise patience as a Nigerian and allow the judiciary and the NNPC, right? They're the one carrying out the investigation. Let them continue so that
Rep,
It will
House
be
of Rep.
okay. House of Reps.
They are proving.
Okay, I now
NMP.
saddled with the responsibility of proving NNPC, right?
Mm,
Okay, that is a new development. It's a welcome one for that matter.
I know.
So, but what I should tell
I know.
Nigerians is that they should be very patient while the investigation is completed.
Mm,
Yes, you shouldn't just be prejudicial. Just be patient with the government while they are doing their best to ensure that, I mean, the culprits, right, are brought to book. Why are you laughing now?
I know where you are going.
Is it not the culprit they are investigating?
I know
They want to know
I know
who.
where-
No, it's better they know who exactly the culprits are, so that innocent people might not, like you, might not end up being accused, alleged.
NMPC is looking for the people.
They are looking
in
for
their,
the.
in their department.
Okay, they are looking for the people in their. This
No,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. That you are saying that they should. The company they are looking.
No, it's based on what you told me that they are looking
They
for
are
the
probing.
people. They are probing. Give them time now, so that because maybe it could be that the gods or the dead ones hijack the process of loading and unloading of the premium spirit. You can never tell. So, and you don't have to blame Buhari
This is an eyesore.
because the president is not
eyesore
responsible.
on the most populous black nation in Africa.
Okay, the most populous black nation. I think the best thing you can do is to be patient with Nigeria. But I will advise you listen to the Prime Minister of India. You see, who made a very emphatic statement
Okay.
that this place you call Nigeria is just a zoological republic. That's why the likes of NNPC will continue to investigate to prove something that happened on their Namparaha, under their watch. And they are just more or less like Oze Bunichi Otolea Kwato, Amoyane Ekegengem. Now that would be a very it's a laughable.
The masquerade in the town. I know.
Your country is have been a
No, it's a joke.
a mockery of the community of nations.
It's like a joke.
And so you should pay critical attention to those emphatic statements made by the Prime Minister of India. That is the only way forward. Nigeria ceased existing since 2013. So whatever you are seeing now is just like an animal farm. So Nigeria, when you call Nigeria, it's not longer a nation. But when you say by 2023, Boko Haram will end, another name for Nigeria is Boko Haram because the people overseeing the affairs of Nigeria now is Boko Haram. So if you mean by 2023 they will ramp up their position, I think you might not be far from self-deception because they are doing their best to take over Nigeria, and Nigeria truly belongs to them.
Okay.
But for us, I think we are looking for a country whose maker and builder are the people. We are looking for a constitution that is a reflection of the people's will, that gains the legitimacy of the people. And that's, of course, what informed the restoration of the Biafran state. So the only way forward is referendum. Whether you like it, you can go and hang yourself. I think if that is better for you. But there is no going back. Nigeria is sinking abysmally. And you can see the strongholds, the Boko Haram has not just solidified, they have established their dynasty. And over 7 or 8 international terror groups have found their harbor, have found their home, have found their promised land, have found their own Jerusalem in Nigeria. And you cannot continue to drag with them. Why? Because it is a promise made by, is it Allah or God? Whichever one, of course, they claim. But what I can decipher from the current position is that things already has fallen apart, and we cannot continue to live in such deception.
IS expanding in Nigeria, 6 others. Since Africa now terror groups epicenter.
That is the report of the UNN. And the UNN are so stupid and useless for, of course, making such statements. They should allow, of course, the IS to establish their dynasty, because they have been given such opportunity. That is a promise Buhari made to his own people, that he's going to create more economy, he's going to, lift up the borders for them to come in. Why he shut the southern borders and people are dying of hunger, people are dying of so many level of crime, unimaginable happenings, horrifying happenings. The children, not even the youth now, are resorting to ritual, diabolic means of sustaining their lives, which is very unfortunate. So Buhari has lived up to his promise to the people, and it is not a surprise that they are expanding. Why they continue to expand? Of course, Nigerian state continue to shrink.
If they are expanding, how will they end the insurgency by 2023?
The ending of insurgency is just a mere personal opinion by whosoever made such statement. So how can you end an insurgency that is more robust, that is more economically buoyant than the Nigerian state? Nigeria is broke. You said it last time, that out of every 100 naira, they spend 93 naira. So is it the 700 naira left? That's why the police, you see the robbery at Ibadan. You see, the police no eat. Now, if you eat, you say there is no strategy. Much you say na strategy. How can you be strategizing when the brain, there is not enough blood pumping to the brain? They are not eating balanced diet. The money they are being paid is not enough to even change your uniform. You see, and now they have been stopped from collecting, extorting, and incessant raid to extort money from the people through the NSAS movement. So how do you expect them to continue to sustain themselves? So it is only somebody who is psychologically stable and whose mental faculty is active that can strategize. So it's very unfortunate that the entire structure of your existence as a country or as a geographical expression is, of course, is sinking abysmally, and that could not be a surprise to me.
Someone is asking a question. He said, can anything positive come out of this investigation by the federal government?
He should answer the question first. I think, is it a Nigerian or is it a runaway? Inyom should be is it Lucky's brother? Ibibio area.
The David brother.
Okay, my brother. Ndewo. The problem is that we're all here. So Nigeria is more or less a bush. So you cannot see the road and enter bush. It means you must be wrong with something, or something is wrong. How do you expect justice where there is no justice system? How do you expect justice when the impunity is being driven by those within the corridor of power? You see, you are blaming NMP. Who is NMP and who is Buhari? Who is the government? No, you will blame me. I'm the one that imported. I'm saddled with the responsibility. And I'm on the street of Lagos, maybe trying to cover up with the billions of money exchanged. And you want me to comment on how long will it take? You see, it will take as long as, how old is Nigeria now? How old is Nigeria? It's since amalgamation. Had Nigeria had any better prospect? Had Nigeria has any better, something you can refer to, or have a reminiscence of good life in Nigeria? What have you benefited in your last 3 decades existence in Nigeria, Mr. Christian? What have you benefited as a Nigerian man? The one where they forgive you something, the palliative you no get. I've been at your company, Caesar, we not see anything. That is a fundamental issue. So the problem of Nigeria is the fact that some people are still living in denial, in self-denial. Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India was once together. And of course, they have to call for self-determination, for separation. Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India, are they not standing well now? You see, not until we come to in terms with the reality that we are not meant to be the same, to be together. We are several entities that are not meant to be brought together. But unfortunately, British, due to their selfish and economic gains, you see, brought us together. The amalgamation of Nigerian state was not a legitimate position of the people. Now, the people has no, contribution to this effect. How can you, bring I and you together and say we should be answering the same name? You are Christian, I'm Christian, and what does that mean? You are Chuku, I'm a Jogu. We are not of the same mother. So how can I force you now leave Abia State and start coming to Imo State? These are fundamental things we must get to understand. Look at the level of imbalance and the injustice in the system. The ISBA is the Northern Security Outfit created by the North, by the governors of the Northern extraction. ISBA is now harassing people, imposing some laws that is not in agreement, inconsistent with the supposed constitution of Nigeria, which recognize freedom of movement and freedom of religious expression. This banner is imposing people, giving the conditions what to wear and what not to wear, where to go and where not to go. Yet, they are still striving. And the people who set themselves aside to protect their own people against the invasion, against the killer herdsmen, you tag them terrorists. You are killing the youth, adopting them and killing them on a daily basis in the eastern region. It's the ESN, it's called Eastern Security Network. The same thing that the ISBA are doing. The so-called ISBA are more reckless. They're going more extreme. But these people say we must protect our fatherland, our farmland from invasion, from the killing of our brothers and sisters. And you thank them terrorists. Why the terrorists, the main terrorists are there expanding? As reported by the United Nations, they are expanding, they're getting more ground. You have not come to wipe them off. You're only picking my brothers and sisters, tagging them terrorists. They're only about their legitimate rights. Listen to the Prime Minister of India, and you will get some common sense, people who are preaching Nigeria. Nigeria has never been one, and nobody can make Nigeria one. We are just living in deception as long as we keep on buying time. But the truth remains, is already settled in heaven, that Nigeria can never be one. And Nigeria is a conglomerate of so many nations, and the earlier you separate people to live their own life and define their own future, the better for us, because you are not seeing any future here. But I tell you, in no distant time, the truth will be staring at all of us, either in peace or in pieces. But the truth remains that Nigeria is gone. Indeed, there was a country, and that country remains Biafra. Chigozie Ndibo.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Charles. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning. My name is Charles.
We are seeing that insurgency will be over in 2023. That is from the governor of Borno State.
Well,
Zulum.
Even before his godfather came in existence, he mentioned that he's gonna wipe out Boko Haram within a space of time. But up to now, we have not seen anything. There has been an increase of Boko Haram cases all over. Even when you compare the Boko Haram, the Boko Haram people that are coming in existence compared to Jonathan regime, you find out that if Jonathan regime Boko Haram cases was 50%, 30%, that of somebody like Buhari is more than 120%. So even his godfather had promised us that he's gonna the insurgency is gonna move them out, he's gonna flush them out from the country. We have not seen anything because of him being the governor of Borno State. What do you think he can do? He can't do anything. The so-called the number one citizen in the sense of General Muhammadu Buhari, he said even during his campaign, even that was one of the reasons why people went in and voted for him. Because people were lapsed in thinking that somebody like Jonathan was even just like a fed-up woman that cannot even fight for the rights of the people, by allowing the Boko Haram people to fight and kill everybody. And they decided to leave Buhari, allow him, because he has an association with military something, as a military man. He thought that as a military man, he's going to come in and he'll flush everything out. But what really happened? Nothing was even in existence. Nothing like that even came close. Then even you being the governor of the governor of Borno State, coming out to tell us now that you're going to flush in all this insurgency, Boko Haram people. You are just trying to use us as not even me. He's just trying to use his state for his political ambition or something like that. Even the number one citizen cannot even flush out Boko Haram, talk less of him. So they know, because there is an economic attachment being attached to most of these politicians towards these Boko Haram people. They know what they are getting from them. It's just like when let's put it this way. It's just like when an Igbo man brings a child from the village to become a servant to him in terms of business, you find out that being the child, he has never seen ordinary 200,000 naira in his personal account. Once the child comes in as a businessman, he starts misbehaving, because even if you ask him that he should leave his boss after 5 years agreement, he will say no. Why? Because he has economic achievement, economic value he's getting from that his boss. That is exactly what these politicians are getting from most of these Boko Haram people. There is an economic achievement. When few weeks ago, they said the names of those people that were entitled, the names of those people that were into this Boko Haram stuff has been in place. What stopped them from mentioning those names? That is to tell you that most of these politicians, they are just using themselves, thinking that they are using us. They should know that we Nigerians, we are very smart and we know what we are doing. Okay. The value, there's a value, an economic value to me, I don't know to another person. Most of them, there's something they are getting from these Boko Haram people. Of course, that is why they don't want to come out and declare Boko Haram people the terrorists. Now, left for Adibo people, they are out there. You are declaring them terrorist states. All these places. Somebody that is just fighting for. Somebody just. The last speaker just said something now. India, Pakistan. When you look at them, they are almost the same.
Bangladesh.
And Bangladesh, they are almost the same thing. They are brothers. But what really happened today? They decided to go their separate ways. Now, you find out that Bangladesh, Pakistan, even you want to watch Pakistan film, you find out they are almost the best. Indian film, they are almost the best. Everything about them, they're separated and they are not confirming their economic importance towards whatever they are doing. Why would somebody come out and start lying to himself that he wants to flush out Boko Haram? For what? This is one of the major manifesto Buhari gave before a lot of people decided to go for him, because there's a manslaughter there in the country. There's more pogrom. There's a lot of things were going on. Now you came in and you are lying to the whole community. Not even me, he's lying to his own state that he's going to flush out Boko Haram. Let him go and sit down, my brother. It's a political ambition, Larry.
And you are saying that they cannot do it.
They can. How many years? Let me ask you. Buhari mentioned, I am just giving you an example. One of the manifestos Buhari gave before he assumed the position of the president of this country, what was one of the most primary manifestos? He said
6 months.
He's going to be paying almost everybody's salary here. That's number one.
So it will make $1 to
$1 now, secondly, he said that the Boko Haram people you are seeing, that you will see them no more in the space of 6 months. How many years now is Buhari regime now? They cannot do it. You can't sit down, my brother. What nonsense. They are not.
Power must shift to the south in 2023. Ethnic nationalities insist.
but must shift to the south. Well, I am not a politician, but by inborn, you find out that almost every Nigerian now has decided to turn to a politician. Because even in your family, you are playing politics directly or indirectly. Are you getting me? Now, we don't know where everything is lying to. We don't know where to run to again. I don't know whether if you should give it to my father, my parents are late. I would have used them as an example. I wanted to use my father, assuming my father is still alive. I assume that my father is going to be the president of this country. I, as the first son, as his son, I do not know whether he's going to rule this country very well. So I am not disputing the fact anywhere power is coming, as long as they have said there's no division. There's no division. Nobody knows. Nobody is safe anymore. Nobody knows what. Okay, those people that are coming into power in existence, let's assume now they came into power and they said they would turn Nigeria to Dubai at the space of some months. Do you want to tell me that if you hear such thing, what will you do? A lot of unemployed people are around, undergraduate, graduates are around, PhD holders, master degree holders. When you talk to my bag here, you look at them as if they don't know, as if they are touts. A lot of them are graduates, master degree ranging from one field of education to another. But now, if somebody should come out now and tell you that he's going to turn Nigeria, that every citizen in his own account you'll be boasting of, every month you'll be seeing 1 million naira, what will you do? You have no choice than to vote for that person. Are you getting me? But in a sense, this is exactly the dissent that they used towards us, and today the dividend of that dissent is not even only upon us, even upon them. Because you are not telling me, you are not the South that are saying that power is going to go to their own place. We don't know who is safe again. We don't know who to elect again. We don't know who to trust again. We're Nigerians. Because I was telling somebody that Tinubu, so many people are just clamoring, going to Asoro, Baba, good morning. Baba, I want to become this, Baba, I want to become that. You know, with time, you find out that most of these people you are seeing there, they will not be there. Because a lot of them will go out. You find out that different, you know, a lot of, somebody like Rocha Sokorocha, people are saying Rocha Sokorocha come out. People are saying that Rocha Sokorocha should come out. That's number one. Number two, we have a lot of people clamoring to become the president of this country. These people are just runners. On a very good day, you find out that the main people this morning with somebody, we were telling the person that forget about most of these politicians, they are friends. They are friends. You were there when I was telling that, you yourself confirmed it. I have to Google it. I told somebody said Rocha Sokorocha is having a loggerhead with somebody like Hope. I said, forget it. These are political ambitions. These are friends. When I was still in the university then, there was a case between there's a problem between somebody like this man from my maternal home, Pius Ayim. My maternal home, that is Ishaku. When the father died, so when the mother of Pius Ayim died, people were expecting not to see Obasanjo in my maternal home in Ebonyi State. Honestly speaking, my brother. But to my greatest surprise, that was my first time of seeing Mr. Obasanjo face to face. He came there and he was smiling, dining and whining with what? Pius Ayim. But these are the people that you thought, maybe you and I will go to self-defense, we'll start fighting ourselves. That these people, they are not friends. It's not like when you are watching ball. This person will say, I'm a Man U fan, I'm an Arsenal fan. You'll be killing yourself. But those players are nothing but best of friends. Are you getting me? So I don't think the South clamoring to become the president. I'm not disputing the fact. May God bring out the best person for us. My brother, Fulani have ruled us enough. Fulani have ruled us in this country enough. I used to say it every day I come to this place as in this program. I was born and brought up in the north. Every of my activity, ranging from primary to university level, even my youth service was there at the north. I know this Fulani very well. Fulani is just like, I don't know, it's not like a cat or lion that you can offend today. Let me use a woman as an example. Sorry. Any woman gender, I'm very, very sorry. A woman, you can offend a lady. You can offend a lady today, and she will keep it to herself. But when, even in 10 years to come, she will tell you that thing. Remember that thing you did. It's just like when you are spending money for a woman. But a day you fail not to give her 1 naira, she will still tell you, what have you done to me? Are you getting me? Do you know that Fulani in Nigeria, they are the only tribe that can never forget whatever you have done to them? They will keep it to themselves, no problem, I'm forgiving you. But they will still come back to you in the next 40 years, 30 years and hurt you. So we know these people very well. Enough is enough for these people. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Yeah.
If it's Yoruba people, I'll say Ekujometa. Answer me now, Ekujometa.
I don't understand that one. I understand, but I cannot reply.
Okay. Yes.
I am Mr. Okpara. The new Oko condemned in this Second Republic of Biafra, live by Mazin Namdekalo and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Namdekalo. Long live ESN. Long live Amateku. Long live Sandi Bohu. Long live Odua Republic. Long live all the good people, agitators who want to be free from Nigeria. Long live to every one of us in Jesus' name. Long live our viewers all over the world who appreciate what you are doing, who know the truth and stand on the truth. May God bless every one of us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, good news.
What is the good news?
BOKOHARAM insurgency will end by 2023. That's from the Boko.
That's good news.
Yeah.
I laugh. All those northern politicians, that's what they normally say. Buhari said it. They used it as campaign against Jonathan in 2014-15 election. They promised that when they enter within 6 months, they will crush Boko Haram off. Buhari said so. All the northern governors, elites, politicians said so. Now, when they enter, instead of them to stop Boko Haram, Fulani helpsmen, they born Fulani helpsmen. Instead of them to support Boko Haram, they born bandits. Instead of them to stop Boko Haram, they born Ashwab, born kidnapping. Now, Boko Haram will stop in 2023. Because why did they say Boko Haram will stop in 2023? They are fearing that this indirect way of fear, telling you that after the exit, peradventure, not compulsory, after the exit of Fulani government of Buhari, the incoming government may use any force to stop Boko Haram. That's what they're saying. Boko Haram will stop in 2023. Why not it stop today? Why not it stop in this 2022? They are waiting 2023. Peradventure, if Boko, APC or if Fulani are no more in power, that the incoming government may stop them. They say, we said it that it will stop in 2023. That's how we said it. All of them are liars. Boko Haram will not stop.
It's possible that Boko Haram stops 2023. It's possible.
Under whose administration? Is it if Buhari hand over? If we will hand over, because I don't see power coming down to south.
No? Power must shift to the south in 2023.
Who said so?
Ethnic nationalities. Ohanese. CNG.
Do you have Menti Allah there? Do Menti Allah speak that power will come down to south?
That is only southern and I will speak now.
It's only southern are speaking. Let Menti Allah speak. Let the north speak. Power is not coming down in 2023 to south. Call it Igbo, call it Yoruba, call it Ejo, call it Irobo, call it Efik, call it Anang, call it Ishan, call it Ibibio, call it Akwa Ibom, call it anything. Call it Ogoni. It will never come down to south. Now, I will tell you the game that is on. They will annul Buhari election of 2029. You know the case is still in court. Last time, I think 2 days ago, they joined it to March, I think March 16 or so.
Okay, the article Buhari case, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, Buhari case and the article. That's the case that we use to retain the power. They will employ every system. At the end, who are the judiciary? Is it not the Fulani, Malami and Co? Are there not people in the judiciary? At the end, tribunal, we say Buhari did not win the election. I mean, appeal court, we say Buhari did not win the election. The rightful winner is Atiku. Then they will say they have sacked Buhari. Atiku will enter and start from that very day, counting his 4 years mandate. Then tell me how election will hold again. This is the game they are playing, whether you like it or not. Then Atiku will go back and recall P2B, his running mate. Then they push Yoruba aside. This is the game they are playing. Now in 2022, this is February. March, they will join it again. They will join. And make sure, maybe on June 12th this year, they will declare Atiku winner. So that they will say it fall on Democracy Day. To say Yoruba, you see, keep your Democracy Day to cool them down. Now, they will join it to make sure that this thing, they will declare it before May 2023 handover. And immediately they declare Atiku winner of June of 2019 election. There will be no election again for 2023. There will be no campaign again for 2023. Atiku will stand on his mandate. Then we make sure that the mandate of Atiku, swearing in of Atiku, will time with the May 29th of handover of 2023, so that the handover will remain in line. This is the game they are planning. You can't fool Fulani. We say Fulani are nomadic. They are not learned, but they know how to play politics. If politics fail them, they use gun. If politics of game fail, look at all the appointments. Look at all what they are doing. Anywhere constitution is against them, they will knock it down. Anywhere constitution favor them, they will do what? They uphold it. Okay. So telling me BOKOHARAM will stop in 2023, I don't believe so. It's completely lie. Okay,
suppliers of adulterated fuel must face the law, Buhari.
Supply of adulterated fuel. Buhari himself is supposed to face the law. He's supposed to face the law first. No, he's supposed to face the law. You should come and tell Nigeria why we should import fuel for the first instance. What should man explain to us? We have refinery. We have refinery in Warri. We have refinery in Port Harcourt. At least these two refinery. We have refinery in Kaduna. Why can't they overhaul this refinery and stop importation of fuel? And all these refinery are under NNPC. What is Buhari appointing the NNPC workers, directors? Why did he appoint them? Why do we still keep NNPC? Why they are not doing their work? NNPC under Buhari's supervision supposed to overhaul those refineries. Buhari should not be deceiving us. NNPC did what Buhari want them to do. They want to kill Nigerians. They want to give us toxic weapon, fuel to kill us. They know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. They don't want the masses to survive. Because people are crying now. Everybody is crying now. It's knocking our engine. Ask them whether the petrol they are using in National Rock, National Assembly, governors, reps, ministers, head of parastatals. Ask them the fuel that they are using. Is it the same fuel that is burning people's engine? Go and check. It's different fuel. Different fuel. Otherwise, have any of them complained that their motor is knocking down? None of them have complained. If the masses have complained, ask them the fuel they are using. Now, we have local people that can raise up local made refinery. It's working. Why can't you bring these boys around, encourage them to let their refinery, give them money, and empower them to make that refinery if you're not able to build your end one, I meant that the local refinery functioning well, support them. Because this local refinery that boys are building, they take on, go to creek, killing them on their private property.
Even they are doing importation. They are having all their barrels, they are importing it.
You know what I'm saying?
They are importing it. Why you suppose to inside the business? They're importing it.
They're exporting it.
They're importing it. So, and it's only those, you know why I am saying it? Oshizokalo. All those things is politics. OPJ know about it. They will import, and after they will tell Nigerian stories. So Nigerians are using bad fuel. The one that the police is not the same thing that the one Nigerians are using. And those National Assembly, they will pass law. They will suit only for themselves. Because the poor masses is there, the motor they are using is not the same motor that the other people are using. So why must Nigerians be using their own for business? To look into it, it's not his business because all those things they are doing now. If one is to import fuel and if imports fuel, his own mind is to make his own money. Is to make his own money. He's not helping the matter. It's not helping matter.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Now I'm coming. You see that the people that import fuel with first road now, like Buhari can't do it. Buhari cannot shit on that thing. They cannot do anything.
Same Buhari that prescribed ITOB.
You said?
Same Buhari that prescribed
like this, you know, it will not be heavy. That's why they want to print it now, because for the looters to have more chance to loot the money. But they are not taking the side effect on common men. And when they print up 100 naira note, you will not see 200 naira now in circulation. You will not see 100 naira in circulation. 50 naira will be a thing of past. I'm telling you honestly, even though it will be very hard for a common man to live in Nigeria, if they eventually print this 5,000 naira note,
and 10,000, just 2 notes.
Just 2 notes. Then when before from the factory to his house, 1,000 naira have gone because you change it. I mean that's 5,000 naira. 1 note have gone. And the funniest thing in Nigerian money, it seems that the money is cost. And when you change 1,000 naira Nigerian money and remove 1 kobo, before you open the hand, the money have vanished. I don't know whether there's a spirit.
By you.
Not by me. I don't know whether there's a cost on Nigerian money.
Vanish, now you spend it.
On what? You open your hand, you don't see what you buy. Eh? So please, I know that the governor of CBN is zombie. Follow. Wherever they push him, he start going. No, look at when Soludo was the governor of CBN. You know that Soludo rise up and said they should describe 1,000 naira not to existent again. He dragged it with them. He said that this 1,000 naira is easy for the looters to carry the money away. How much for when he print 5,000 naira? Although they fought with the Soludo, both the presidency, both the judiciary, both the legislator, both the government beneficiary, they forced Soludo to stand still. Soludo look at them and say, anyway, I have told you the truth. If you like, I will leave it. You leave it for them.
Very much, sir.
Yeah. I am Mr. Akbara, the new Okoko in this Second Republic of Biafra, lead by Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Long live all our fans all over the world. Those who love good things. Long live Indian Prime Minister who leave the Biafran case in United Nations. So they should grant Biafra. They should grant Biafra their freedom. Long live all those countries that support Biafra. Long live Nigeria. Nigeria will live and we separated.
Amen.
In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
I'll become a good neighbor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Alhaji waste still money. They no go carry and go crime fighters. Crime fighters, a platform that deal on criminals before the inception of federal what they call them SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Crime fighter, you remember it? Alhaji waste still money. They know they carry them go crime fighter. But poor man that steal matches, 10 naira, 100 naira, they will take him to crime fighter and disgrace him there. I think understand.
Look at what is happening. They are still probing the issue, NFB, SON, custom orders.
The issue has been lingering. I mean the probe. It has been lingering and malingering. Do you understand? Until, yes. Malingering na waka now. Case can waka. As they are delaying it, case can still, the waka they come. Another regime, then go still bring this issue up. We don't know Nigeria again.
You don't take them like 3 days. 3 days to they are in charge of that NNPC.
Let me tell you, see, people, are you talking in terms of the importation of rotten fuel?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Listen, see, these are the stakeholders, the oil allotee in Nigeria. They are billionaires. I'm telling you, the subsidy allotee, people that are allotted, have been allotted with that kind of juicy offer. Do you understand? They are the criminals we have in Nigeria, and they are the stakeholders in this country. See, all the government officials that are involved. That's why I'm telling you that because we grow hand and legs, start malingering. As it malingers, each and every regime that comes, we meet him. Let me say he's a human being. I think you understand, because these people are involved. The upper chamber, National House of Assembly, and the reps, they are all there. Look at Amekofo and the rest in Igbo land. Look at the like of Olololo, Otedola, Dangote, down. These people have been given the license to lift oil in Nigeria. Ojuzo Kalu is among, or Adenuga is among, Obasanjo is the head. I think you understand. Many of them, Tinubu, is their head. Now Tinubu is the owner of Mobile now. Do you understand? Let me tell you, Dangote, Olololo, Otedola, many of them, have you forgotten about the failed, what they call loan, bank loans? Whose regime was that? I think Jonathan Abi. Dangote pay. They say I don't pay enough. They all pay bank, billions. Olololo owe billion. Otedala owes billions. Do you understand? All these people,
They collected loan from the banks, they don't use it. They use it, they don't pay back. You that is just a student, you want to start a small scale business. If you go to the bank will demand for 3 stars hotel as a security, and they know that you don't have it.
As collateral.
Thank you, collateral. They know that you don't have it. Landed this and that, they know that they won't give you. But if Dangote goes there, they will give Dangote 400 billion because he's one of the world's richest man. If Fortunes Akalu goes there, they will do. If Adenuga go, they will give. Ololo, Tedola, and the rest of them. Do you understand? These are the people that are spoiling Nigeria. Are you telling me that they don't know that that fuel is rotten? It's a toxic fuel. It's going to kill people if care is not taken. Do you understand? If they don't withdraw it from circulation, it has already started having bad impacts. Because
one more question.
Power must
shift to the south in 2023. Ethnic nationalists insist.
I know that Afenifere Mid-Beltans Forum, many of them, from southern Nigeria, the mid-belt, all of them are agitating for south. Do you understand? The president should go to the south, not to the north, because of course everybody knows that north, they are not competent enough to handle the leadership of this country. Not everything about leadership in the north has failed. Over the years, how many years have the Hausas, Fulanis have been ruling and messing this country? Are you listening to me? So what happened now is that Haneze is pointing at presidency. Pointing at presidency to come to the south so that Nigeria will change. If you allow Nigeria to be under the control of Hausa, one day the whole Lagos will run. I don't know what I understand. In terms of security, they have failed. North is what is happening in North now is fire on the mountain. Things has fallen apart in the north. The center could no longer hold. Every second that goes in the north, 2 or 3 people dies. It's calculated in seconds. People are dying. Abduction, kidnapping. Do you understand? So if leadership, presidency should be, zone, if they are zoning it to, all I know that the governor forums last year, they came to Lagos here, I think, for the presidency to be shifted to the south. And they all agreed. Do you understand that the presidency should come to the southern Nigeria? Hausa, Fulani, they don't know what's up. Those people are not competent enough to lead a country called Nigeria. Nigeria is too vast to be left alone for people that don't have leadership quality. People that are so much engrossed on this religious situation. They're after religion, they don't know anything about leadership. I don't understand. I don't see the reason why presidents should be zoned to the north again. They should allow north. Not. Now, let me tell you, breaking news. Appeal court or whatever they call it is trying to affirm Atiku's victory over Buhari. I'm telling you, I saw it yesterday. Tomorrow it's gonna come on the paper. I think understand. So it was adjourned again. See, let me tell you, they are playing and they have been playing and been playing us. They have been playing and been playing us. Okay. Their game. Do you understand? Let some people, everybody, they believe that the power will remain in the north. Okay? If power remains in the north, any one of you that is listening, that you say you like Nigeria, if power remains in the north, you will come here and tell us that you hate Nigeria. Because your mama and your father that lives in Nigeria here, they will all pack and go to where you are staying in the north. You know, so some of you are there running your mouth, talking all manner of nonsense. Anytime we're analyzing politics here. If you people that are so much engrossed with love for one Nigeria, if power remains in the north, I tell you, you are going to blame yourself. I'm telling you the truth. Power should come to the south because we know how to manage Nigeria. We are the one that has foresight. We are the one that knows what it takes to run a third world developing country like Nigeria. It's not the north. The northerners are not there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rav. Hi, Mr. David. Good morning, Mr. David. Honorable David. Our next councillor in Boko local government.
My guy.
Somebody is saying that BOKOHARAM insurgency will end by 2023.
Babagana Zulum.
Yeah.
The governor, he said he will end before his tenure. His tenure is less than a year now.
Is he in his state or in Nigeria?
He did not mention, and what he said that BOKOHARAM will end before he leaves office. Probably, I think he's linking it to state because he is not the chief commander, he is not the president of the country. So probably he thinks
he went to meet the president when he said
something. He should anywhere. Something yesterday about 12,000. No, yesterday in the states, BOKOHARAM still struck. BOKOHARAM struck.
It's every day they are striking.
In Borno State. So now those ones he's saying, just saying it, just looking for something to say because he doesn't have anything meaningful, anything else to say. Let me just come out and tell Nigerians same old story. That is what he has come out and said. And now people like us will not believe him because there is no iota of truth in what he has said. Boko Haram will not end. Boko Haram is part of Nigeria. Boko Haram has come to stay. We Nigerians, we are living every now and then via Boko Haram. So for them to just take off Boko Haram within a twinkle of an eye, it will be very hard.
You are saying it's a joke.
Yes, now. Until we see a serious government.
Power must shift to the south. That is from ethnic nationalities.
See, I don't want to talk about power shifting to the south. Power shift to the south. Power shift to the north. Power shift to the west. The same old story. Still suffering continues. So see, why are we clamoring for power rotation? Power come to the south, same suffering. Power goes to the north, same suffering. Power come to the east, same suffering. So what are we saying? We are talking about at this point we should redraft our constitution. We should redraft our constitution. We should have credible leaders in which who can take over public office. Not all these miscreants. Mr. Raf is here. Back up, sir. If he assumed yesterday, we want to do the same thing. If Igbo man gets here, Igbo man too, we was embezzle. We look to the country. The Igbo man get here, he will steal.
They have governors now.
Forget that thing. I'm not about talking. My own is not about power shifting to the south. Whosoever that will drive Nigeria forward should be there, irrespective of the tribe, of the religion, of the ethnicity. Let us talk about. See, what has been killing Nigeria is this ethnic politics. If the person that will make life favorable to me, if anybody that will fix Nigeria, that will make things work for Nigeria, even if the person hails from the north, I will vote for him. Let us stop all this ethnic politics. Power comes to south, power comes to east, power comes to east. Even if paraventure, power comes to southwest. And the gold diggers emerge now. Once the same suffering will continue. We are talking about competent leaders. Talking about people who have foresight that can drive the economy of this country forward. It is not about ethnic politics. What has been killing Nigeria is ethnic politics. He's my brother. Because he is your brother. Even if that your brother is not competent, you still can vote for him because he is your brother.
Okay, let's talk about the 2 policemen and 2 civilians that were killed. That bullion van robbery in Ibadan.
So, in summary, what I'm saying is that please come to 2023. Let us drop ethnic politics. That is if there will be election. Come to 2023. That is if there will be election. Aside from that, let us drop ethnic politics. It is son of South. It is son of the southern leaders, the southwest leaders who are governors in our state. What have they done? Nothing. The southeast governor. What have they done? Nothing. The south governors. What have they done? Nothing.
Even the governor of my state, Abia State.
So now, imagine a person like Rogers Okocha, the president of this country. What calamity do you think will befall on Nigeria? If a person like Tinubu becoming president of this country, what calamity? Imagine David Umahi of Ebonyi State becoming the president of this country. What do you think would happen to this country? These are the people in their state. They cannot even govern well. Now they want to become the president of this country again. I'm talking about 2023 should be about competent leaders. Competent one.
Is there any popular competent leader you know? Is there any popular competent leader you know?
There is. There are plenty
Popular.
Popular. Kingsley Moghalu is popular. It's just that we the masses will not rally around behind him. Fela Toto is popular. Kingsley Moghalu is popular. Sound, eloquent. Ore is sound good. Fela Toto, but would the masses rally around against rally around for them? That is the issue.
Okay.
And come to the bullion ban. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. I think now it is not clear that the police and the bank need to beef up security. Whenever bringing money from the CBN, they should beef up more escorts. 3 men, policemen, couldn't have stopped that attack. The heartfelt condolences for people that also lost their. Give them the family.
What did you hear there?
Before
once again, I'll say big. We meet here tomorrow. Same tomorrow. Bye for now.